All right, it is 10:06 p.m. and let's go over a sucky trade I had with WLAN. This one did not work out, but I could have avoided it. I was just too quick, I guess, too jumpy to get in the setup, and I saw something that actually wasn't the case. What I thought this was, and I've seen this work a lot, is higher or low setup after a morning panic bounce play. So in theory, this thing drops from the sub penny 75 level as low as a 64, which isn't bad because that's like a 17% move. And then it makes a bounce here. Not really the best way it bounced, but it did do a bounce and then it downtrended a little bit. So I've seen it when it does something like this, where after it has this bounce, it kind of comes back and makes a higher low, and then it breaks officially past VWAP, and then it continues the uptrend. I've seen that happen a lot of times, but it was just wrong the way I looked at the level two. I was in at 938, 25,000 shares. That's 68, and I was again right here where I was in. And the idea was is that it looked like the bottom of the range was 67, but I thought the bottom of the range was 66. So the idea was is that 68 is at the ask. We have a whole bunch of people supporting it at 67, and then we have one more level, 66, which would have been the bottom of this range. But as you can tell, it's just 68 by 67. So when I got in, there was a big seller at 68, but I thought, all right, that's fine. We still have a lot of support at 67 and 66. And if it looks like 67 fails and then 66 is failing, I'll be cutting it. And, if it doesn't, if it continues to work out and play out, it can break the big seller at 68 and we can get a move above VWAP and that could be profitable. But when we were taking out the 67 level, that's when I noticed that, oh, wait, actually, this is the bottom of the range. So when we broke it here, this was now really bad. This was not looking so ideal anymore. And I decided to give it a little bit of a chance, which I regret, obviously, because it didn't work out in this case. But when it looked like 66 was going to break, that's when I wanted to cut the trade completely. I did place a sell order. I didn't get filled where I wanted it to be. I didn't get filled at 67, and I didn't get filled at 66. And it was ultimately at this point when I got executed, I think right here at 941. So you can see a little wick. I could have gone out at 67, but I just wasn't able to. There was too much slippage. Too many people were dumping their shares. And I did get out ultimately right here at 64. I placed the order at 940, but I didn't get executed until this point right here. There was slippage. My order didn't get executed immediately. And it continued to downtrend and it got as low as 62. And I was watching it. In theory, maybe I could have taken an entry again at 64. It could have been this thing where it breaks under the day low briefly, and then it kind of wipes out a bunch of weak-handed people, a bunch of volume, and then it eventually tries to turn back around and uptrend, which is what it did here. But this thing traded ugly. There were these two candles right here with not much volume, and then we had this ugly wick right here. This one trades kind of ugly, so I don't think I really want to put money in this one anymore unless it does something super clean with a lot more consistency. It has volume, but it doesn't have consistency, so I don't really like it for that reason. But it was a good learning lesson. I should have not have been so quick to get in the setup. I should have probably have just looked at it and just made sure that what I thought is true with the level 2 price action and everything, so that's fine. This one is downtrending, but no significant volume. If it drops with a lot of volume, I'll be interested in it. It did it before right here. And GTII has done this a lot. Maybe at some point I'll start to consider it when it just has a dip, something like this in the morning, and then it catches itself, it breaks above VWAP, and then it uptrends. That might be something I'll consider. This one has no volume, and this one continues the uptrend. This can be a short squeeze. This can be something to watch over a longer period of time. I can't trade this one on Fidelity. I have to trade on Schwab, which means I'll have to pay commission. So I'm really actually just looking at this for a potential shorts if it does something super obvious. Otherwise, that's it for right now. That one sucky trade with WLAN. I don't see anything else really looking nice at the moment, so I'll make an update later, if not when the market is closed. Alright, it is 9:47 p.m. and I'm here to call it off. Overall, it's going to be a $10 loss day, and it was that one setup with WLAN. I didn't work out at least what I wanted it to be, which was that in theory morning panic bounce, play higher low setup, and there was slippage. Ideally, I could have gotten out for maybe a $5 loss, but there was slippage, and I got out at 64. It seems like I'm just not doing well with day trading, at least right now. I think I'm going to actually consider swing trading and holding on setups for a longer period of time because I do like how it did the thing right here where it broke above the 60 sub penny level, the nice round level, and also above this 57 highs. And, it continued and it did uptrend now. It got as high as the 95. So I think it's something I'm going to consider, especially because, again, I mentioned it a few times. I've been trading uh, Dogecoin actually recently, and I've been actually really profitable, almost up $1,000 over this past week trading it. But I'm not day trading it. I'm just swing trading it for a longer term pattern. So I might even try to revamp my entire trading style and try holding on to setups for a longer period of time. Although I still like, just regular day trade setups, something like this that was pretty consistent with GTII throughout the entire run. But I might even try to think larger picture and try to be in more setups like that. This one was super interesting. It would have been kind of hard to just catch this when it was dropping, but it did offer a bounce. I mean, it went from $6 all the way to almost 7, so that's pretty impressive. That's like a 17% move, and it doesn't look like it was too hard to trade. Could this be the end for MMTLP? I don't know. This could just be a trap. Just pulled up a whole bunch of shorts together, and now they're gonna try to make an uptrend one more time or something like that the next day and squeeze them. So I'll be looking at MMTLP, and I'll be considering maybe trying to do longer term setups. That's all I have for today.